What's going on, everybody? It's time to learn some more natural, everyday English vocabulary that maybe you don't know. So I've got a list of 5 for today, so why don't we jump right into it? And by the way, see if you can guess where I'm making today's video. All right, so the first word to look at today is nitpick. To nitpick. Now, what does this mean, to nitpick? This means to criticize somebody for the smallest little details, right? So you focus on the tiny little things. Maybe somebody has done something really well, but then you just criticize this small little thing, and it's kind of annoying. It's got a negative meaning. So you could say that somebody is a real nitpicker. They're never satisfied. For example, maybe a manager at a restaurant is a real nitpicker. Everything has to be placed perfectly. The plates and the knives and the forks have to be in a very specific position. Otherwise, he or she will nitpick. Or maybe you did some amazing work in your company. You did an amazing project. Everything was great. And there was maybe a slight little mistake somewhere, but everything else was great. And the boss is nitpicking. He's like, yeah, but you made this small little mistake. That should be a capital C, not a little c. But maybe in some situations it could be okay if you say something like this. I hate to nitpick, but ... So I have to be honest, when I give feedback to our members in our private community, you can find out more in the link below. I do nitpick from time to time. They will often speak beautifully and maybe make a little grammatical or pronunciation related mistake, and I will nitpick. I'm guilty of nitpicking from time to time. So, in certain situations, I guess it could be understandable. Now, sticking with the word pick and picking your battles. What does this mean? To pick your battles. This means to focus on only the things that are important. It's kind of almost the opposite of nitpick in a way. Not exactly, but you get what I mean. So pick your battles means don't spend all of your energy and time focusing on unimportant things. There's only so many hours in the day. You only have so much energy. So rather pick your battles. Focus on the things that really will help you to move in the right direction. Only focus on maybe confronting people about things that are really important, not things that are very trivial or unimportant. Pick your battles and focus on what you can, and that's probably pretty good life advice. The next vocabulary for today is washed up. Washed up. Now, you might be thinking about the beach. Something washes up on the beach, right? That is correct. But there's another meaning of this as well. Now, if we are talking about actors or actresses who are kind of past their best, they're not so successful anymore, they're not so popular, they're not maybe as skilled anymore. So it could be actors, actresses, sports people, people in the public eye generally. They are washed up, they are past their best. You can describe them as washed up or completely washed up. So for example, maybe there's an actor, he used to be a big Hollywood star, was always in the big movies, but now he's kind of washed up. He's got small little parts in some unimportant TV shows or movies. Or maybe a singer, they used to be so successful, they used to have big concerts with, or maybe not during COVID times now, but they used to have big stadiums full of people, but now they can hardly fill a small gymnasium or a small coffee shop, and they can't sing so well anymore. They're washed up. And sticking to the theme of maybe not doing things so well, the next expression is phoning it in. Phoning it in. Now, what does this mean? To phone it in. This basically means you do your job, but you don't give very much effort. Hopefully, you don't think that about this video, but if you phone it in, I guess where this expression comes from is maybe somebody was at home, as most people are these days, lying in bed, and maybe they called the boss and they, I don't know, did some work or gave some information about the work, but not with very much effort. So don't worry too much about that. The main point is that if you phone it in, you really don't give much effort. So again, this is very commonly used for actors or performers. If they really don't give so much effort, they just kind of go through the motions, is another good expression. When you go through the motions, you really don't put in much effort. So that actress, I don't know, I think she just phoned it in for this movie. She really was not putting in her best efforts. Or maybe your boss could complain, you know, I think you're just phoning it in these days. I don't think you're really giving it all that you can. So phone it in. And the last one for today, so I wanted to give you 5 expressions again. And one came to me, but actually from one of our members in our private community. Eugenia was curious about this one in our WhatsApp group earlier. So she was asking, what is the meaning of to live rent-free in somebody's head? I also put this on the Instagram story today as well, but it might have disappeared by the time that you watch this video. So to live rent-free, well, to live rent-free means you don't have to pay for rent. Pretty good, right? And if you live rent-free inside somebody's head, that basically means you are spending a lot of time angry about what somebody did, maybe from years ago, right? And you're angry about them, you're focusing all of your anger and emotion and energy on this person, but this person, they don't really care, they don't think about you, or they're not invested in this like you are. So it's basically a waste of time, right? Letting somebody live rent-free in your head. A little bit loud here, there's some construction work going on. But anyway, don't let, I don't know what's going on there. Don't let them live rent-free inside your head. Your argument was years ago, just move on. So maybe you had a big argument with somebody years ago and you're still angry and bitter about it. You're letting this person live rent-free inside of your head. And that's not good, it's not healthy, you should not do that. You should just forget about it and move on. So those are some natural, everyday English expressions, vocabulary. As always, I would love to see your own examples in the comment box below. I'll give you feedback and let you know if it sounds natural, if it sounds good. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.